solo coming, Plankton? It's tremendous. You want to see?
Hey, want to make a documentary about Roman sewers and toilets? Heck yes! Warning! This video may contain conversations that revolve around poop. The Roman word for toilet is latrina, which in the English language serves as a root for the word latrine, which also means toilet. There are from 200 to 300 latrinas scattered through Pompeii. The latrinas existed in a number of different ancient civilizations, and there is evidence of human waste disposal from houses in Mesopotamia from as early as the 3rd millennium BCE. That's before Jesus. Each latrine was spaced closely together, and there were no evident barriers for privacy. Did the Romans have toilet paper? Although the Romans didn't have toilet paper, they still had something to wipe with. It was simply just a sponge on a stick. Basically, making a sponge stick, or a poo-poo stick. Ew, TMI! More like information overload! This doesn't look sanitary. It wasn't very sanitary. The Romans would share the sponge stick amongst each other. Once someone was done with it, he or she would pass the sponge to the next person after rinsing it in the water creek on the floor. Here's a short clip to show how to make your own sponge stick. Now let's give it a test. The following clip was removed due to its graphic nature. Did both men and women go at the same time? There's no concrete evidence for whether or not men and women both went at the same time. But there are no symbols that showed whether or not there was a men and a women's room. So one could assume that both men and women use the bathroom at the same time, without feeling awkward about it. Get off! Did it smell bad?
Was it cool to use the latrines?
You bet!
Well, where does the waste go?
The poop would go into a hole that was placed underneath the latrina. At the bottom of the hole is a chamber where all the poop accumulates over time. Once it's full, they call the people with the poop wagon, where they reuse it to fertilize their crops. Another type of latrina is a wooden box with a bucket under it. And other latrinas connected to the sewers. It's hard to believe that the ancient sewers of Rome still exist this day, especially after 2,800 years. All of Rome's sewers emptied out into the Tiber River. Unfortunately, this did cause some problems. People got sick with dysentery. For those of you who don't know what dysentery is when you have lots of small amoebas in your stomach that give you a bad case of the runs. And if untreated, it can cause death. Haha, just kidding, there were no zombies in Rome. One really cool thing that the Romans had were sewers that were on the side of the streets. This allowed Roman citizens to dump their bathwater, dishwater, and or waste into the sewers. That's enough about number 2. Let's talk about number 1. It was typical for Roman citizens to just pee in the middle of the street. But sometimes there is a container sitting on the side of the road with a sign pointing to it saying, "Piss here, please." After a Roman peed in the container, the urine was then collected and then put to use for many different things. Collected urine was often used as a fertilizer. Because the urine contains ammonium, the urine was used to also wash clothes. Believe it or not, some Romans added urine to their wine to make it taste better. I do not encourage this action. Romans had to be careful when they went to the bathroom. Their togas were white. The latrina was a great invention. People still use the latrina every single day. We all do it, so why wouldn't the Romans?
What you done?